What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk about if you've just started the game and you're looking kind of for your starter squad, what you need to look for in dinosaurs that will make them decent. At least to get you started. This is just the basics to get you going in the game. And right now you can see my squad. I've got Stegosaurus, T-Rex, Inosuchus, Pyroraptor, Ouranosaur, Velociraptor, Utah Raptor, and Sinoceratops. That's what I'm running right now as my squad. I've made it up to about 2,700 trophies right now in the battle arena, which puts me in lockdown. Now, what I'm going to say is a lot of the dinosaurs I'm going to talk about could still be used in higher levels. For instance, I think two excellent ones that you can start with are still in my squad. So if you look, Velociraptor for sure should be in your squad when you're starting off. It does a ton of damage. Let's click on it. It's a level 14, so obviously you're not going to do as much damage as it's doing right now, but it is a solid starter. And it's going to be the first one you catch. You're automatically going to be able to get at least 50 DNA for it. So you'll be very close to evolving it fairly quickly. And for me, it's fairly common in my area. And now, right now it's doing 836 damage. It has Pounce, which is a 2x move, and then also lowers the target's damage 50% for one turn. So you're going to do, right off the bat, it's doing 800 right now. This is at level 14, so obviously yours is going to do less, but it's still going to do a lot of damage. It's going to be able to take at least one hit from whatever, and then dish out a strike, which does 1x damage, which can knock a lot of lower level dinosaurs. The next one I'm going to talk about is still in my squad, and it is Inosuchus. For sure, it is one you need. So it is a combination of Inosaurus and Nundasuchus. So definitely be catching those. I think Inosaurus on its own is actually a good starter because it's fairly easy to catch. You have to get it to at least level 5 before you can start building this hybrid. Both of these are fairly common in my area. That's why it's a level 13. It does take a lot to get it going. It is a rare, so it's going to be a level 6 as soon as you create it, which is going to be a solid for your starter team. The next one I want to talk about is, so if we look at the battle arena and go over here, let me go back down to the bottom for the first arena. I think the 5 that you get from this arena are actually solid starters for you in anything. So you get Proceratosaurus. It is actually a solid one that you could keep using throughout. Mine's only a level 9, so I don't use it a whole lot. That's part of the reason I don't, is because I didn't get a lot of DNA of it. So it has 1.5 to 1.5x damage moves, slowing and distracting. So that's going to reduce things on your opponent, which makes it even better. So obviously, I would either go, it's fairly quick too, 125 speed, so it's going to be outsped by a lot of the raptors and everything like that. But you're looking at a solid dinosaur there to start with. Then you have Euphocephalus, which I think is also solid. I would definitely, in this one, it has vulnerability strike and then impact. Use the vulnerability strike first, and then use the impact because it deals 1.5 damage. Plus the vulnerability. So that's the different way to use that. It's going to be your tank to start off with. It's going to take a lot of damage and keep going. Velociraptor, I already talked about that. Dimetrodon is definitely one that's going to be kind of situational. The good thing about it is it's going to be a solid counter to your raptors because it has immunity. So it's at least going to get off one solid hit to them. It does 1.5x damage, defense shattering impact. So that's armor piercing, both the 2 armor piercing moves and a critical impact. I think it's a solid starter. It is a rare, so it's going to be harder to get, but it is one that I've seen, at least in my area, it's fairly common right now. The next one's T-Rex. This one can stay with your squad for quite a while. 30% crit chance, plus you've got all of your armor piercing and 2 defense shattering impact, which is going to defeat any shield that they may put up. So that is definitely one you should be on the lookout for. It can be caught in the wild, and I would definitely recommend it. Every time you see it, it is an epic. Catch it, catch it, catch it. So those 5 are fairly good. And then the other one we talked about, Inosuchus, Enosaur. You could also go with Allosaurus. I know a lot of people are running Allosaurus on their starter squads. It's another good one. Similar to T-Rex in that sense. It may be one that you use until you get a T-Rex and then replace it. Similar speed. It just doesn't have the 2x damage, and the crit chance is a little lower. Okay. And then one I've used some... Ophicodon. I'm gonna just say it a couple times and we'll get there eventually. Ophicodon is a solid choice as well. It doesn't have the speed. Its health is just okay. This one's obviously, I think it's a level 12, but it has a 40% crit chance. That's the main thing to me that makes it worth having on your starter squad. It also has immunity, which means all negative effects are deflected. It has a 2x armor piercing rampage, which is going to do a ton of damage. Right now, without a crit, it would do 1100 damage on mine, a little over 1100, and then the crit chance being 40%. So that's a very, very high crit chance. And then the 1x for the armor. The only problem with it does have a 1 delay, so that means it can't be the first attack that it does. You have to do the armor piercing strike and then the rampage. So there is that. You have to wait 1 turn before you can do it. And so that means if you're going up against something that is quicker than it, you have to survive 2 hits before it can do anything. That puts it in a lower tier, but it may be a good one to at least start with there. Now, the next one that I wanted to talk about on your starter squad is Stegosaurus. Now some of you guys may be thinking, oh, Stegosaurus, it's got similar moves and everything to Apatosaurus, and Apatosaurus has a lot more health. What I'm going to tell you is Apatosaurus does not have the attack stat that Stegosaurus does. Also, Thagomizer lasts 3 turns instead of 2. Stegosaurus is a little bit faster. It also has armor, so while it doesn't have as much health, it can diminish that a little bit. Depends on what you're going up against, obviously. If they have armor piercing, that's negated. But I will say that I would go with Stegosaurus. For me, Stegosaurus is also a lot more common in my area than Apatosaurus. Apatosaurus it's slow. It has a ton of health, though. Like, honestly, put it on your squad. If you're just starting out, it is by far, it's going to have the highest health stat of anybody in the game. But it's also one of the slowest dinosaurs in the game. Everything is going to outspeed it, so you're going to take damage. But the decelerating impact is a big deal because it will reduce its speed 90% for 2 turns. However, Thagomizer is a better move because it reduces it 50% for 3 turns. Most of the time, 50% is going to be just fine. So I would definitely, for me, Stegosaurus would be on my starting squad versus Apatosaurus. Let's see if there's any other ones. Right now, I can't recommend Suchomimus, Spinosaurus, any of those for starters. They're just not that good. Like, honestly, Suchomimus could be fairly good if it had a few more things. The wounding strike is cool, but then it just has strike. It has a 5% crit chance. Its speed's okay. Its health is okay. It's an okay. Like, whenever you're starting off, you've got to have at least 4 before you can fight. And then after that, add some more. You may want to throw in Triceratops is not a bad counter, and it has stunning impact, greater stunning strike. So it's a 75% stun, and then a 33, and then a 15% on the minor stunning strike. So, and then as I already said, Enosaurus is a solid one to start with. This is level 9. Its health is okay. Its speed is slower. It does have some armor. It does quite a bit of damage. And it both are stun moves. I think Stegosaurus is probably better, but when you're starting off, it would be a solid choice to start with. Another one, and depending on how common it is your area, in my area, it's like semi common, is Tanny. So if you look at it, its health is better than your raptors, but its speed is right up there. It has nullifying strike, which is a 1.5x, and then a 1x, which is armor piercing. So definitely could be a good choice to start out with. And actually, you could use it in higher tiers if you over level it. So solid choices there. I just can't recommend most of the crocodile line right now. They're just pretty bad. You could probably start with some of them and then switch them out fairly early on. Right, whenever you start, just throw out what you have. These are just giving you some ideas of what to do in your different situation. And really, that's what I'm going to end it there. That would be my squad. The 5 that you get from that arena. Plus, if you get any other epics or anything, throw those in there, try them out, see what you like, see what you don't like. It's really, when you start off, it's going to depend on what's common in your area, what you can get a lot of, and level up fairly quickly. Your main thing is just to get that XP, get the experience in the battle arena, get your trophies, and advance into higher stages. So I hope that helped you guys. If it did, share the video, like it, leave me a comment below what you guys are using in your squad. I really want to know what you guys are using and what trophy level you're at while you're using that, and what strategy you guys are using. So thanks again for viewing the video, and I hope you guys have a great day.